Hello and welcome to this very important session on working in React Native 10 times faster. Alright, so we've practically been through everything in React Native. However, we'll now talk about a different concept that was previously briefly covered. It's just about working in React Native 10 times faster. Alright, so I want you to practice this code. Therefore, we'll talk about it in great detail at the end of the new lecture. So, if this idea has been covered at the beginning of the lecture, then it's possible that you won't remember, but that's okay. Since you might be asked to write some simple code on your own during an interview, it's very important that you learn to code quickly and efficiently. For instance, open the screen component in Visual Studio Code and create a file called new.js. Let's say you were asked to write some simple code on your own in a file without help from a shortcut key during an interview. So you've put in a lot of practice and have a solid memory of the code if you can create a file without using any shortcut keys. Additionally, it implies that you're well versed in reactjs. So yeah, when working professionally, basically, we have a variety of techniques for effectively using the code. So we'll now talk about the factors that will make React Native's code perform 10 times faster. And yeah, it will just be like much quicker for you. So right now, there are two ways to produce codes. You can copy the code from another place, then paste it here, or manually type it out yourself. The entire React Native function will be immediately built if you press the key R and F. This code has never been used before, since it applies to the export function first before using the return. You can use this code without this structure and then run it. When you do, the code's structure will change, and you will be able to see that the export function is called at the end. However, if you execute the code rnfes, a style sheet and the React Native function will also be created. Because the declared variable's initial letter should be capitalized, an error has occurred. Using these shortcut keys, you can create a component in only 2 seconds. So we'll then talk about extensions. Okay, so basically installing ES7+, the most crucial extension, is a requirement. So some extensions will be opened as a result when you search ES7+. Alright, so why do we employ them? Actually, you'll be able to use the add-ons anytime you wish to work quickly in Visual Studio Code. Because color extensions are used, you can see that the code appears in lovely color. Another add-on called Prettier is used, and it automatically adjusts the formatting of the code where it needs to be. We'll also go through how to use this extension. But let's install the ES7+ extension first. So I've already installed the ES7 add-on. You will receive snippets under the Details tab after you install the ES7+ extension. Short keys are another type of snippet. The code can be readily used thanks to snippets. So you'll be taken to a page on the GitHub website when you click on the snippets. On this page, the fundamental snippets methods are all described. For instance, to export the default parameters, use the prefix EDF. If you want to use the met prefix, copy it, paste it into the Visual Studio Code, and then click enter. You can now use this code or any other code, like it depends on your needs basically. And yeah, depending on the features and items you wish to use in your project, you can also import styles. This was the fundamental lesson to cover the idea of using extensions and snippets. The installation of the more attractive additions is still pending. So look up Beautiful in extension. The results will include a few extensions. I've already set up the nicer extension. You ought to do the same. Once the prettier extensions have been installed, copy the code from the format on Save Paragraph in the Details tab, go to Settings and type Default Formatter there. Select Prettier Code Formatter from the list of available formats. Save it after the search. then JSON will open when you search for save settings. Select edit in the settings.json file. JSON's settings will be displayed. This file is displaying all the available extensions because we would already have like additional extensions earlier, like the earlier ones we added. So now enter the code that was copied from the format on save paragraph into this file. Change false in this code to true. Now the code will be automatically reorganized when you write it in the Visual Studio Code and click the save button. Okay, so that's basically it. Today's lecture was about the fundamental concepts to coding faster. I just wanted to show you like how you can code in VS Code and, you know, like increase your speed by 10x. So by, you know, like using some smart techniques. Alright, so that's basically it. Thanks to all these amazing extensions, you will be able to work like a lot quicker and discover many new functionalities in React Native. Okay, so that's basically it. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon in the next lecture.